Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode with me, Shashank Udupa. And in today's episode, on popular demand, I am going to talk about how I became an investment banker at the age of 24. First, I thought I actually became at the age of 26, but when I went back and checked my emails and my offer letter, I realized, damn, I was 24 at that point, so it was kudos to me. So, what I'm going to do in today's episode is I'm going to actually give you a lot of value today, a lot of jam packed value. So, today I'm going to talk about the introduction, which is basically my story of how I actually became an investment banker, number one. I'm going to tell you what education qualifications are required to crack a job in investment banking, and I'll also tell you what I had. Okay, so I'm going to give a parallel situation where I talk about the education that's required and what I had. After that, I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about salary, how much salary that you can get as an investment banker, the top tier to bottom tier, and why they make a lot of money, and how much I got actually in the start. I'm going to show you with screenshots as well. And finally, I'm going to tell you what are the day-to-day job there. So what do you do on a day-to-day basis as an investment banker? And what I'm going to do in this video, if you stay till the middle half of it, I'm also going to give you all the resources that are there where you can use those resources. If you're really serious about investment banking, you can use those resources, read a lot, and you can actually get an edge over other people. So I'm going to share my own resource pool as well. Apart from that, and finally, I'll tell you how I use some techniques and tricks and tips to actually crack this entire thing. And I'm going to show that I'll tell you that in the end as well. So my own strategy. So I'm going to show you all of this in today's episode. So you stay tuned. This is going to be a very fun episode. Okay, let's start with the first part, right? Now, this entire story is going to have a lot of failures, and let me give you a quick background history of my education journey, right? So I did not give CA, number one. I did not give CFA. I did not do CAT. I did not go to IIM. I didn't do all of that, right? I was a typical normal BFM student, which is Bachelor's in Financial Markets. Why? Because my percentage in my 12th was very bad. I was one of those useless kids who used to never study. I was very smart, by the way, but I used to never put in that effort to actually study because I was like, क्यों पढ़ना है, relax करो, life enjoy करो, go out with your friends, go to PVR, watch movies. That was what I was doing. I was just wasting my time. In fact, in the second year of my college, I actually dropped out, right? I failed for a year and had to wait for 1 year to give another exam and then come back to the second year. So in fact, I failed. It took me 4 years to complete my BCom instead of 3. So I did that. And then I actually studied for the CA exam, but I never went and appeared for it because I thought I was too cool for it. I never gave CFA as well. Apart from that, I tried giving the CAT exam. I got 88 percentile. I was very happy with that, but then I realized it's useless because I didn't get into any IIM. And my only option at that point was to go abroad. Now, my entire percentage until I reached when I finished my undergraduation, my percentage was 60%. 60% average overall, aggregate was 60%, right? So I got into one college in Scotland, which is called University of Strathclyde, and I said, you know what, anyway, I've lost out on all of this, let me go abroad. I think the entire culture, I was a little smart as well because I knew I lost 1 year. I lost 1 year of gap. So I said I'm not going to go to US and do 2 years because 2 years plus a lot of education fees is very high in US. I'm going to go to UK, finish my masters in 1 year and come back. And the cost also was cheap. I think in around 35 lakhs, I did the whole thing and came back, right? So that was my entire cost of my entire UK trip. And there I even worked as a waiter on the side. I was getting, I think, £5 an hour. So that actually helped me pay off a lot of things and take care of my own kharcha. So I couldn't put the burden on my dad. So this was what it is. Now, after all this, I still got into investment banking. So this is a crazy thing. So I'm going to talk about all of that in today's episode. Now, first, let's understand the educational aspect of it. What is the educational aspect that is required? Now, to become an investment banker, now there are different types of firms in investment banking. There are top tier firms, mid tier firms, and bottom tier firms. It doesn't matter which tier firm you get in, right? If you get into the top tier firm, obviously you're going to make a lot of money. But even if you get into the bottommost pyramid of the investment banking ladder, right, it is completely fine. In fact, there is top tier, middle tier, and bottom tier, and then there is boutique IB firms. Boutique IB firms are firms that are not even established. So it doesn't matter, you can get into any of them. I'll tell you why that is important, because if you get into any of them and you get good experience, it's very easy for you to get into the bigger firms after that. Because in investment banking circle, right, they usually hire people who are already investment bankers. So even if you get in small, you can always get into a bigger company later on. So don't stress too much about it. Now, coming to educational background. The top tier guys would usually prefer you to be from either Ivy League or IITs or IIMs. Okay, the top tier guys, but they pay also crazy, but you need to be super smart and super cool for that, right? But lot of people can't do that. At least mera to auqat nahi tha, so I couldn't do that. So I went for the mid tier guy. So when I got a job in something called IIFL, right? IIFL was India Infoline, and India Infoline, there was a corporate advisory team which was on the sell side. Now in investment banking, there's two sides, which is buy side and sell side. What is buy side and sell side? Buy side is you are an IB firm that are going and buying companies or investing in companies. So you will go find out, oh, which this company is good. Okay, let me go invest in that. Then there is a sell side where I was there. Sell side is companies come to you and be like, boss, humko funding chahiye. Can you please find good buyers for us? So we were going and finding buyers, and you take 2 to 3% commission on the entire deal value. And the deal value is 100 crores, 150 crores deal value. But it takes 7 to 8 months to close one deal. So it's mad, okay? Now, so from an education perspective, if you're a CA, it helps a lot because you need to have financial background with this, or else it'll be very hard for you. CA, CFA, very good to have. If you don't have CA, CFA, at least do MBA in finance. If you have that, it'll help you get into the barrier as well. Now, I have also seen people who are engineers who have done IIT engineering and then done MBA in finance after that. Very smart, because they get best of both worlds and they become really good investment bankers. Why? Because they need an analytical mindset people who can look at stuff and judge depending on different things, right? Now, you see all of this: CA, CFA, Ivy League, MBA, finance, etc. And then comes me. 1 year dropout, 60% aggregate. Then I went abroad. When I went abroad, I killed it. Okay, when I went abroad, I got 70% distinction and I came out. But nobody cares. But it just gets me through the door. But I got 88 percentile in CAT, which was again useless. Now, after all of this, do you think my degree actually helped me get the job in investment banking? It wasn't my degree. There was another hack that I used that actually got me into the door, and then it was my game completely, right? So my degree did not help me get into the investment banking domain. But if you have all those things, it's very easy. I had to obviously struggle a lot, but this is very easy if you do that, right? Next, let's talk about the salary. How much can you get? Let me show you an image, right? Now, the top tier investment banking firm over here, you can see Goldman Sachs. If you're a Goldman Sachs investment banker, boss, बहुत पैसा है तेरे पास, okay, you're making a lot of money. And the salaries that I'm showing you right now is for an analyst. Analyst is the lowest level that you will see. There's analyst, there is senior analyst, then there is VP, yes, there's VP as well. After VP, you go to senior VP. After that, there is partner, senior partner, managing partner, and then you reach the top level, right? This is the bottommost level I'm telling you. In Goldman Sachs, 17 lakhs per year is your average CTC, which is little more than a lakh for an entry level position. Entry level position, 17 lakhs. Now you go slightly lower, you will see Accenture at 8.88 and JP Morgan, which is also good, at 8.41. These are mid level tiers. Then you come slightly lower, you see TCS, investment banking analyst, is only 4 lakhs. Right, so it's useless, right? Acute Knowledge Partners and TCS. This is, by the way, from Glassdoor, so you can go check it out by yourself as well. Now let me show you my salary that I got, which was very bad negotiating, but I shouldn't have done that. Look at this. This is my salary. I was getting 6 lakhs fixed. Okay, now 6 lakhs was my CTC, which was my yearly CTC, and my monthly breakup was 50,000 rupees. Out of that 50,000 rupees, after cutting here, there, everywhere, I used to get 45,648. The total amount of tax I paid for the year was 158 rupees. Awesome, right? So I negotiated a lower salary by mistake, which is something that I regretted later on, but it was fine. I compensated it for knowledge. So this is the salary that you can expect when it comes to investment banking. Now, next we will look at what is the day-to-day job, and I'm going to tell you some of the important resources that you can use to actually become an investment banker. Now, the day-to-day job of an investment banking analyst, if you come at an entry-level position, is mainly for PPTs and Excels. Whether you like it or not, it is going to be Excel heavy and PPT heavy. Now, I did not know Excel so well, first of all, because I didn't come from a CA background. I knew basics of finance. I had to learn a lot. To be honest, I had to read a lot of books and learn a lot, but I knew a lot of other things as well, and I'll tell you what those were. So Excel, when I went there, I had a very kind boss who used to actually sit with me and teach me different formulas. So I learned the Excel formulas. Presentations, I was always good at making. So it was in my wheelhouse. In fact, I was doing better presentations there than anyone else as well, right? So I was very good from the presentation angle. But these two things you need to learn at 100%, right? Now, apart from this, there are a few other things you need to learn. Let me tell you what they are. You also need to learn some valuation metrics. Okay, so when you become an investment banker, we will only talk in valuation metrics, right? And we don't talk about PE ratio and PB ratio. Nobody talks about PB ratio and PE ratio, right? You talk about different terms. Now, if it's a SaaS company, then you talk about what is the MRR, what is ARR, what is churn, what is LTV, which is lifetime value of the customer, what is CAC, which is customer acquisition cost, We do a lot of DCF modeling, right? Lot of discounted cash flow modeling happens when you're in an investment banking firm. Now, for non-SaaS companies, if you're a normal company, we do something called as EV to sales ratio, which is enterprise value to sales ratio. We do EV to EBITDA ratio, enterprise value to EBITDA ratio. Now, what is the multiples, right? What is multiples? We benchmark one company to all the other companies in the space and see what is the average multiple this is getting, and then we find out the value of this. Sounds very complicated. I know it is slightly complicated, but don't worry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all the resources that you should do or you should read, and you'll get full idea of this, right? Now, what are the things you need to do? First, you need to know how to make good presentations. To make good presentations, you need to follow Guy Kawasaki's presentation module, number 1. Learn how Guy Kawasaki does it. I'm going to put the link in the description below. I'm also going to give you another YouTube video that talks about how you can do financial modeling. Again, very important. It's not complicated. You can definitely take a read about this, right? Apart from that, I will also tell you, I'm also going to put another website below, which is called mergersandacquisitions.com. Lot of case studies on this mergersandacquisition.com is there, where you can go generally pick out different deals that have happened in the space. It's called private equity deals, and start learning up about them. You will learn a lot of things from this, right? They even have a YouTube channel where you can go learn a lot about financial modeling, Excel modeling, and all that. And I would say pick one industry and become damn good at it if you want an investment banking job. Either pick SaaS, pick fintech, pick banking, or pick healthcare. Banking, I would say if you pick, chances are slightly higher because a lot of things depends on the fintech and banking space. So if you want to upgrade yourself or upskill yourself, I would say learn from the fintech and banking space, because that is very, very, very important. Apart from that, let's look at some of the negative sides. Okay, these were all the great stuff. You saw the salary, you saw how much you need to learn. It is not difficult, you'll do it very fast. Now let's come to the negatives of this, right? Now, investment banking is only for people who love understanding how the world works, right? You want to know how different business models work. You like finance, you like numbers. This is for them. If you don't like numbers and you don't like how the world works, I don't think just for the sake of becoming an investment banker, you should become. I'll tell you why. Because investment banking, they pay you a lot of money, but they also take so much in return, right? They demand a lot of hours from you, and there is no such thing as work-life balance. When I was working there, I used to work 7 days a week. Literally on Saturday, Sunday also, I was sitting and making presentations, right? I know there are other companies that are paying 24, 25 lakhs. I won't name the companies, but I used to hear from them that people used to work there for 3 years and burn out completely, finished, fully burn out, right? They were like, I never want to get into investment banking. So it's a very cutthroat environment. You might not have weekends all the time. You might get some weekends. Consider yourself lucky. Very, very hectic hours. But if you love numbers and if you love business models, it is amazing. It is a gold mine of information. Either that or management consulting. One of these two, you should get into that, right? So these are some of the tools. I'll put all the links in the description below, so you please go learn. And now I'll tell you finally my hack on how I had a normal master's degree. I had 60% in my 12th grade, but I still hacked my way into an investment banking job at the age of 24. Let me tell you that in the final segment. Now, 2016 around September is when I came back. After my graduation, I came back to Mumbai, right? After that, I did the traditional approach. I went online to Naukri, Monster, AngelList, IIM jobs, and applied for all the jobs that were there. I only applied to 2 types of jobs: management consulting and investment banking. Why? Because I was very clear that I want to learn business modeling and I want to understand business models of different companies. Why? Because I wanted to become an entrepreneur later on. This was my main goal. Now, management consulting, though, I got rejected left, right, center. Even investment banking, I was not even put inside the door in most of the companies, right? They were like, don't even like come here. You're not even close to the qualification over here, right? Now, after that, I think 2 months, I didn't get any response. I was just sitting at home every day and my mom was constantly irritating, saying, go get a job, naukri dhoond bhai, kuch to kar, ghar pe mat baith pura din. Then I said, you know what, let me actually do something. I changed my entire CV. Now I had a CV, right? And this was back in 2016, okay? So in 2016, everyone used to make simple white template CVs. Plain white CVs people used to make. I made a different type of CV. Let me show you the image here, right? Now you see this image. This was my CV. It was in orange and it was, by the way, this entire CV was made in PowerPoint presentation, okay? What I did was I just went to Google and typed innovative CV templates or creative CV templates, and then I saw something, downloaded that image, kept it in front of me and just replicated the same thing with shapes and whatever in the PowerPoint presentation with different fonts. So what I've done here, I've used a very artistic way or artistic view of telling you what my interests were, because it was chess and reading books and photography at that point. I knew English, I knew Hindi, I knew Kannada, Tamil. So I put all of this, my skills with respect to only investment banking, by the way, because business model, business strategy, business valuation is something that investment banking companies want to see. This, I did not put any other fluff, right? Apart from this, I also uploaded a cover letter. Now, what is a cover letter? It was straightforward कि भाई मेरे को क्या करना है. I said I am interested in becoming an analyst in on emphasis on business analyst at your firm. And why am I good at analysis? This is the 5-7 reasons why I'm good at business. मैं clearly बोला I don't want any other role. I just want one role and I'm focusing on this one role, right? I'm good with presentations. I have good strategic analysis that I do a lot. I'm target driven, result oriented, some basic keywords that anyone would like. But I made two things. I made a CV and I made a cover letter. Now, once I uploaded this, I immediately got a call from one of the head of the of IIFL's corporate advisory, the main guy who was handling it. He called me and said, I'm in BKC right now, can you come and meet me? I said, cool, I'll come. I went, and full formal obviously. I went and met him at BKC, and I sat with him and I was having coffee, and he's like, the only reason why you're sitting in front of me here is because of your CV. I don't know what you've done. I've not even gone through your CV, but I was going through all the CVs and this was so unique and so different, and I knew that something you will do. So chalo, tell me what you want to do in life, right? So I was very clear. I told him, boss, that I want to learn business modeling. I want to understand how businesses work, this, that. And the best part here, he quizzed me on the real life situations that were happening in the stock market at that time. He was like, what is, and that in 2016 was when the Geo boom was happening. So he quizzed me on the Airtel versus Geo. What do you think of Geo? You know, what is happening with the telecom war? Now, me being me, even at that point, I used to get Mint newspaper home, Live Mint, which is now online. But at 2016, I used to get the Mint newspaper home and read it every single day and get massive information on it. And if I didn't know something, I used to just go Google it. थोड़ा मेहनत करना पड़ेगा बॉस. You can't just sit at home and assume everything will fall into your place. I learned what was happening in the market. I knew the pulse of the market. I went and jardified my information. I'm like, yeah, it's because of this, because of that. I think the future's bright, this, that, ARPU, सब कुछ बोल दिया, right? He was very impressed. He said, before I hire you, I need to know two things, whether you're good at Excel and whether you're good at PPT. So he's like, make a PPT, any topic you choose, make a PPT and analyze a business. Now he told me to make a PPT, choose an industry and analyze one business in that industry. I chose IoT business, IoT industry. I went home, made a presentation, but I went one step ahead, right? I didn't just make a normal presentation, I went one step ahead. What I did was I did the sector analysis of IoT, because there are hundreds of Internet of Things, by the way, hundreds of free research reports online. That is fine, wo to sabko milta hai, it's normal research. After that, I found 5 companies that were good in the Internet of Things space. I went to the MCA website, which is the Ministry of Corporate Affairs website, paid 100 rupees for each company, which is 500 rupees in total, downloaded all of their real-time profit and loss statement, which is not public to everyone, downloaded that, put in an Excel sheet, did full analysis of those 5 companies, and I said, boss, ये देखो, ये loss making है, ये profitable है, इसमें बहुत debt है, इसमें cash flow अच्छा है, ये अच्छा है, वो अच्छा है, ये गलत है, वो खराब है. And I did that. I didn't, to be honest, when I went to that office and I started presenting in front of the boss, I didn't even finish my presentation, right? As soon as he saw that I went to MCA, downloaded the Excel sheet and did full research, he's like, boss, you're hired, just go to HR and negotiate your salary, right? That's it. So what I'm trying to explain to you here is that couple of things, right? First of all, don't look very desperate. I was never desperate when I went for the job. Second of all, I had super confidence. I don't know why I had confidence. I had confidence कि भाई मैं smart हूँ. I know that I have some good skills and good talents, and there are other people as well out there. So I'm coming here and I'm just going to showcase my skill. I did not think कि मेरे को job चाहिए. I did not think कि कितना salary मिलेगा. I was like, I need to prove myself to this guy that I'm damn good and I can learn, right? So I did that. Confidence was key. I was not desperate. I went there, proved myself, and I got the job instantly, right? Now, if you guys were supposed to do the same thing, it is not difficult. All you have to do is be innovative, little bit, small hacks, right? Make your LinkedIn profile look better. Make better CV templates, right? Make unique cover letters, I would suggest. In fact, the best thing I would suggest all of you guys to do, it is slightly high effort. Make a 1-minute video explaining yourself. Like, hi, this is me, Shashank Udupa, and I'm going to explain myself in 1 minute. I'm passionate about this. I'm damn, dude, that will get you through the door. If it doesn't, I'll change my name. If your English is good, right? So you need to do that as well. Be slightly innovative, and then obviously back your talk. right? Don't be, after you go into the meeting, you can't be stupid. You need to learn what is happening in the market and back your talk. And you will get rejected 50 times. You might just get accepted once. Enough. Ek bar accept ho gaya, for your life, you'll be sorted after that. Cool? So this was, I didn't go in because of my degree. I went in because of my CV template. But if my CV template was good and I couldn't back myself up in that Geo versus Airtel talk, I would have got rejected. But I read Live Mint, so I knew that as well. Then he said he gave me 24 hours. Actually, he gave me 3 days to do a presentation. Now, normal people would have just done a simple presentation like a college presentation. No, you need to think, what can I do one step ahead that will blow his mind out? And that is what I did, and that is what happened, and I got the job instantly, right? And you can see the offer letter. I'm going to show you the image as well. You can see the offer letter. December 26, 2016, my sister's birthday, is when I got the offer letter, and it said, boss, Jan 2nd ko kaam pe aa jao. Khatam, finished, game over. So this was basically how I cracked into investment banking at the age of 24. Not because of my degree, but more because of my confidence, my unique ability to be a little different, and that hunger to actually impress somebody else. Not for the money, not for the job, but just to impress. Don't be desperate, and you will actually take over the world after that. Okay, so I hope this helped. I'm going to put all the links in the description below, so you please go learn it as well. And this is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. This is the first episode of How I series. So if you like the How I series, let me know. I'll make more videos on the How I series. Okay, this is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care. See you. Bye.